Are you struggling to find your property deed in Henrico County and just don't know where to start? Well, stay tuned, because in this explainer, I'm going to show you exactly how to get a copy of your deed and make the process absolutely as seamless as possible. Let's dive right in. Let's be honest, navigating county bureaucracy and figuring out exactly which courthouse room you actually need to visit, it can be incredibly frustrating. It literally feels like a maze of red tape. But today, we're going to completely demystify this whole process for you. We're breaking down the Henrico County property record system so you'll know exactly where to go, what to bring, and of course, how much it costs. Here is our roadmap for today. We're covering an intro to property deeds, the step-by-step retrieval process, what to do when visiting the county office, the costs and payment methods, overcoming common challenges, and finally, some really helpful resources and contacts. Starting off with Section 1, an intro to property deeds. Okay, before we actually go looking for it, let's clarify what this document is and why it's absolutely crucial for you as a property owner. A property deed isn't just some random piece of paper. It is a foundational legal mechanism. Basically, it secures your land title and establishes what lawyers call constructive notice to the rest of the world. It tells everyone exactly who owns the property and if there are any financial encumbrances tied to it. In fact, under Virginia law, any instrument conveying an interest in real property is actually void to subsequent purchasers without notice until it is formally admitted to record in the county. So having this on official record really is everything. Now, there are a few common types of deeds you might be hunting for in Henrico County. We're talking warranty deeds, quitclaim deeds, grant deeds, and easement deeds. So whether you're dealing with a warranty deed for a brand new home purchase, a quitclaim deed to transfer property within your family, or maybe you're just figuring out where a utility line can legally go with an easement deed, the clerk of the circuit court is the constitutional recorder who handles the whole shebang. All right, moving right along to Section 2, the step-by-step retrieval process. So, what if you want to get this done without ever leaving your couch? If you're requesting your deed by mail, your very first step is finding your specific indexing references. You can do this super easily by searching the Department of Taxation's online database over at henrico.finance. Just plug in your name or street address, and boom. You can grab your 10-digit parcel identification number, commonly known as your PIN, or your specific deed book and page number. And hey, if you don't have internet access handy, you can always just call the Department of Taxation to get those identifiers. Once you've got those indexing references, that deed book and page number or the instrument number, you're ready to mail in your request. Simply put together a letter with those details, a self-addressed stamped envelope that's big enough to hold the documents, and a check made payable to the Henrico Circuit Court clerk. Send the whole package to P.O. Box 90775, Henrico, Virginia 23273. Oh, and absolutely make sure you write "Attention Record Room" on the front of the envelope. Let's jump over to Section 3, visiting the county office. If you're the kind of person who wants immediate retrieval and a hands-on look at the records, in-person is definitely the way to go. But listen up, because here is a secret to avoiding the single most common mistake locals make. Do not go to the General Western Government Center at 4301 East Parham Road. That building is for executive departments, like the Board of Supervisors. You specifically need the courthouse building right next door at 4309 East Parham Road. Once you're inside, head straight upstairs to Record Room 230 on the second floor. When you do visit, keep this quick checklist in mind. The record room is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., except for major holidays. You absolutely need to bring a valid government-issued ID, especially if you're planning to pay with a credit card. And here is a really important rule to remember. While the clerks are super friendly and there to assist you, state law explicitly prohibits them from doing the actual property research for you. But don't worry, you'll just use the public computers right there in the room to pull up your document. Which brings us to Section 4. Costs and payment methods. A crucial detail is knowing exactly what this little errand is going to cost you. Fortunately, it's incredibly affordable. For standard copies of your land records, it is exactly 50 cents per page. That's it. However, sometimes a standard copy just isn't going to cut it. If you need a legally certified copy of your deed, which is pretty common for official filings or certain legal disputes, there is a flat fee of $2 per certification. And keep in mind that $2 is tacked on to the 50 cents per page cost we just talked about. As for paying, the clerk's office makes it really straightforward. They take cash, checks, Visa, and MasterCard. But just a heads up, there is a 2% convenience fee added to all credit card transactions. If you want to skip that fee and just pay cash, there's actually an ATM conveniently located right on the first floor of the courthouse. Next up is Section 5, Overcoming Common Challenges. The property record system definitely has a few built-in quirks you need to know about. So let's bust a massive myth right out of the gate. A lot of homeowners kind of panic, thinking the county holds their deed hostage until their house is completely paid off. Totally false. The original recorded deed is actually returned to the buyer shortly after the initial purchase. What the county is holding onto is just a permanent public record of that transaction.
So what happens if you actually find an error in the records? Well, if you need to fix a mistake on a deed of trust, you can't just cross it out with a pen and call it a day. The document must be completely re-acknowledged and re-notarized by all the affected parties. Plus, you have to generate a specific corrective cover sheet that clearly states the reason for the re-recording. Another huge thing to understand is deed fraud. If you suspect someone filed something fraudulent on your property, you have to go down to the record room and review it yourself. Why? Because under Virginia state law, the clerk cannot legally reject documents that meet the basic formatting requirements, even if they personally suspect something fishy is going on.
Finally, we have Section 6, Helpful Resources and Contacts. If you hit a wall, or you need to dig into more complex legal records beyond just a basic deed copy, you're going to want to jot these numbers down. For any direct questions about getting deed copies or land recording issues, you can call the record room directly at 804-501-4249. If your question is more about parcel mapping or maybe looking up that PIN we talked about earlier, you'll want the Department of Taxation at 804-501-5580. And for things like general court administration, marriage licenses, or other public records, reach out to the General Circuit Court's clerk at 804-501-4202. As we wrap up this explainer, I do need to give you our official disclaimer straight from the source material. Please note that this explainer is for informational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. For specific concerns dealing with fraudulent filings or any unique real estate situations, seeking advice from a qualified legal professional is highly recommended. So, ready to seamlessly retrieve your Henrico County property deed today? Now that you have the exact roadmap, the specific building addresses, and the full breakdown of the fees, you are completely empowered to go secure your official property records with total confidence. Taking control of your public records ensures your most valuable asset stays protected. Honestly, it makes you wonder what other critical documents might be waiting for you in the public record, right? Get out there and start exploring. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy researching.